Hey guys, Scott here with a very quick guide on how to win the grab game. The grab game is basically that little mini game that happens when someone is going to save someone on the hook, but you don't want to hit that guy because then he'll speed boost to the hook and probably be able to unhook before you're able to actually down the first survivor. So you try to wait around the hook and grab them. Typically, this happens at like end game when people are trying to swarm the hook and grab, and you're trying to grab them because they're trying to get their teammate off the hook, or you're just camping for whatever the fuck reason. So this is how to try to win that situation, because what a survivor is going to try to do is basically they're going to try to fake it multiple times like this. And there is a way to try to confirm that you actually will grab the person. And it is pretty fun because it's like it's a little mental battle back and forth between the person that is baiting the save and the person that is trying to get the grab. So survivors will bait that save into they're trying to basically make you do a regular M1 on them, because if you do a regular M1 on them, they will have enough time to make the save during your recovery, which will mean that the guy on the hook will be able to go free. Now you're still going to be able to down the guy who is doing the unhooking, but ideally in a situation like this you would want to have them both down instead. So if you grab the guy, and even if there's another teammate that's coming to save, you can just drop the guy on the ground. Now you've got a guy on the ground and a guy on the hook, and once the guy on the hook dies, then the wiggle bar will probably have decreased enough for you to be able to also hook that first guy as well. So that's the better situation to be in. Now, if you grab the guy and a third guy tries to come unhook, you can hit that guy. And then if that guy tries to unhook, you can down that guy. He won't be able to get the unhook, but you'll have that guy down. And now you can just hook the first person on the new hook that was just created. And now you have another guy slug. So you're still in the same situation. So it still ends up being really good for you. So to actually get a grab, you need to kind of think about what the other player is thinking. Typically, players will always start by faking it. They will always start by kind of just walking up to it and pretending to unhook, and then they'll pretend to unhook, and then they'll pretend to unhook. But eventually, they're on a timer. They have to eventually commit to it at some point. And that is really good for the killer because it makes it so they can't just fake shit forever. They have to go for it at some point. Now, some really smart players will know this, and this is why I said it's a mental battle, because they'll know this and intentionally fake when you think they're actually going to grab. But my method that I found to work pretty reliably, again, it's not meant to be 100% because that would be silly. It's meant to be like a mental battle between the two players. So it shouldn't be 100%, but it works more often than not. The first thing you want to do is let them fake it a couple of times, because they're going to want to fake it. So, dude, look at that sexy face. Damn. Look at that like model face he's doing. He's like, so you want to let them grab, like, just see what they're gonna do. Just let them grab one or two times to begin with, and once they start doing that, they're gonna realize that they're sort of running out of time. They can't just keep doing this forever, and so they're gonna start grabbing for longer. They're gonna start probably with very quick, just like taps on it. Don't even entertain those. You don't have to do anything. So if they just sort of tap it, it's not even worth, just watch them for a minute, because they're almost definitely not going to commit to those very first grabs. They're going to start faking it very quickly. So the first one he just did there was very, very quick. Second one's going to be a little bit longer. Third one, even a little bit longer than that. So basically he's just testing my patience right now to see how far he can go before committing to it. And that's how you actually bait people into getting grabs. Because they're going to try to probably fake it more and more and more each time. So if you, like, on that first grab that, or on the first unhook attempt that he tried, if I tried to grab this first attempt, no shot in hell I get a grab. It would transfer to an M1 and I would hit him. Even on the second one, if I tried to grab, that would have been an M1 too. Even on this third one. Now, once they're this far in the animation where their head starts looking left and right, that's when it becomes a bit safer to actually try to go for a grab. But the thing is, the animation that they have on their screen is not what you have on your screen. On his screen, he has already stopped unhooking. So that's why you get these grab validation scenarios where you'll begin the grab and then you'll just M1 them instead. Because on his screen, it sort of takes the client side perspective. It takes his perspective where he has actually stopped unhooking. So you can't just go by visuals like this alone. However, what you can do is realize that they're going to keep doing it longer and longer. So maybe like the third or fourth try that they begin to do it, they're going to try to keep testing your patience more and more. So like the fourth try, The second you see the animation change, like the millisecond you see any flinching whatsoever, that's when you start the grab. So the second you see just the slightest movement right there, and you immediately start. So the whole key is to bait them into testing your patience longer and longer, eventually to the point where on like the fourth or fifth actual attempt that they go to unhook, you immediately grab. As the second you see their animation change, then you tap M1, because you can kind of count on the fact they're going to do it for a bit longer. So you have to basically do it before their animation has ended on their screen. So it's a little bit of prediction, and that is, I think, the best method of doing it. Let them get their patience tested, or test your patience as much as possible, and then on the fourth or fifth attempt, then immediately tap it. Now, like I said, smart players can play around this. They can do the fourth or fifth attempt and actually just tap it the fourth or fifth time. It's not very common, and in fact, it's way more common that this is the scenario and this happened, or this works way more often than it doesn't. But very good players will also try to fuck with you as well and do the opposite of what you might think. But that's, I think, the interesting part about this. I call it the grab game because it is like an interesting little mental battle mini game, and both players sort of have equal input, I think, on it. But you'd be surprised how long into the animation you can wait before you actually grab. So if I had to give one blanket statement for this, it is be patient. The survivors are on a time limit, not you. You got all day to sit there. So just be patient. And then once they are really testing your patience by doing it longer and longer, then the next time they just begin to start their animation, then you go for a grab. It's a lot more in your favor that way. That's it. That is my short, quick guide to winning the grab game. It is really, really handy to learn how to do this properly. So I thought it'd be good to just go over it really quick. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching. See you next time.